In this video, you will watch the life of Isabella I of Castile, a queen who united Spain and transformed history. Stay until the end for a summary of the life of her daughter, Catherine of Aragon, whose resilience and tragic fate as Henry VIII's first wife shaped the course of English history. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. Isabella I of Castile, she was one of the most notable monarchs, was born on April 22, 1451, in Madrigal de las Altas Torres, Castile, modern-day Spain. Her birth placed her into the powerful and often turbulent Trastamara dynasty. Her parents, King John II of Castile and his second wife, Isabella of Portugal, brought her into a world marked by political unrest and royal infighting. Isabella spent her early years away from the court, growing up primarily in the town of Aragon alongside her younger brother, Alfonso. Her upbringing was shaped by a mix of simplicity, religious devotion, and education and experience that profoundly influenced her later policies as queen. In 1454, Isabella's half-brother Henry IV ascended to the throne. His reign was troubled, plagued by political instability and challenges to his legitimacy. As a child, Isabella was not directly involved in the disputes but would become a pivotal player as she grew older. The political landscape changed in 1468 when her brother Alfonso died, leaving her as the preferred candidate for those opposed to King Henry IV's rule. However, in a strategic move to maintain a fragile peace, Henry recognized Isabella as his heir in the Treaty of the Bulls of Gasondo, provided she sought his approval for marriage. Isabella's marriage became a critical turning point. Rejecting matches proposed by Henry, she secretly wed Ferdinand of Aragon on October 19, 1469. This union would eventually unify the crowns of Castile and Aragon, laying the groundwork for the modern Spanish state. Their marriage faced immediate challenges, as Isabella's succession was contested upon Henry's death in 1474. A civil war ensued, with supporters of Henry's alleged daughter, Juana la Beltranella, challenging Isabella's claim. Isabella ultimately prevailed, solidifying her reign over Castile. Isabella's rule, alongside Ferdinand, is often described as a dual monarchy, although each retained control over their respective kingdoms. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. Together, they are credited with initiating reforms that strengthened royal authority, reorganized the government, and increased efficiency. Their reign marked the beginning of the Spanish Inquisition in 1478, an institution aimed at enforcing Catholic orthodoxy that remains one of their most controversial legacies. One of Isabella's most defining achievements was the Reconquista's completion of the centuries-long campaign to reclaim territory from Muslim rule. In 1492, after a decade-long effort, the Catholic monarchs captured the Emirate of Granada, ending Muslim rule in the Iberian Peninsula. The same year, they sponsored Christopher Columbus's voyage, leading to the discovery of the New World. This momentous event laid the foundation for Spain's vast colonial empire and immense wealth, but it also brought immense suffering to indigenous populations through colonization and conquest. Religiously devout, Isabella played a central role in promoting Catholic unity in her realms. Her commitment to her faith often led to harsh measures, including the expulsion of Jews in 1492 who refused to convert. The impact of these policies has been the subject of much historical debate, with some scholars praising her piety and statecraft while others criticize the intolerance and persecution under her reign. Isabella's later years were marked by personal tragedy. She suffered the loss of her children and witnessed political challenges surrounding their inheritances. Her health began to decline, and she passed away on November 26, 1504, in Medina del Campo. In her will, she expressed concern for the welfare of her subjects, a reflection of her complex legacy as both a visionary ruler and a figure emblematic of her era's harsh religious and political policies. She was buried in the Royal Chapel of Granada, alongside Ferdinand, symbolizing their union that shaped Spanish history. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. Catherine of Aragon, a life summary. Catherine of Aragon, the youngest daughter of the renowned Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile, was born on December 16, 1485, in Alcalá de Henares, Spain. Her early life was shaped by the political ambitions of her parents, who united Spain and sought to strengthen their influence through strategic marital alliances. Catherine's future was determined by a betrothal to Arthur, Prince of Wales, son of Henry VII of England, thus linking the Spanish crown to the burgeoning Tudor dynasty. Arrival in England and early marriage. In 1501, at the tender age of 15, Catherine traveled to England to marry Arthur, a match meant to solidify Anglo-Spanish relations. The pair wed on November 14, 1501, in a lavish ceremony in St. Paul's Cathedral, London. However, their union was tragically short-lived. Arthur fell ill and died in April 1502, a mere 6 months into their marriage. The death of her young husband cast Catherine into a precarious position. Her future and the alliance between England and Spain now rested on complex diplomatic negotiations, betrothal to Henry VIII, and political struggles. To maintain the alliance, Catherine was betrothed to Arthur's younger brother, Henry, though their union faced several obstacles. Canonical laws forbade a man from marrying his brother's widow, but Catherine maintained that her marriage to Arthur was never consummated, a claim that would become significant later in life. In 1509, following the death of his father, Henry VIII ascended the throne, and he and Catherine were married. She was crowned queen consort on June 24, 1509. Queen of England, Catherine's marriage to Henry initially seemed strong and affectionate. She played a pivotal role as a trusted advisor, even serving as regent in 1513 while Henry waged war in France. During this period, she demonstrated her political acumen by organizing the English army's defense and securing victory at the Battle of Flodden against Scotland. Catherine's devout Catholic faith, intellect, and charm earned her admiration among the English people. The Queen bore 6 children, but only one, Mary, survived infancy. Her failure to produce a male heir weighed heavily on her marriage and Henry's kingship, as securing a male successor was of utmost importance to the Tudor dynasty. This issue would ultimately lead to the unraveling of her marriage and her political downfall. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. The King's Great Matter. By the mid-1520s, Henry VIII grew increasingly desperate for a male heir. His attention shifted to Anne Boleyn, one of Catherine's ladies-in-waiting. Henry sought an annulment of his marriage to Catherine, claiming their union was invalid because she had been his brother's widow. Catherine, fiercely devoted to her marriage and her status as queen, steadfastly refused to acquiesce. She maintained her position with dignity, insisting that her marriage to Arthur had been unconsummated and was, therefore, valid. The ensuing legal and political battle became known as the King's Great Matter and would have far-reaching consequences. When the Pope refused to annul the marriage, Henry broke with the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England with himself as its head. This act not only ended his marriage to Catherine but also triggered the English Reformation. Fall from grace. In 1533, Henry's marriage to Catherine was declared null and void, and he married Anne Boleyn. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. Catherine was stripped of her title as queen and demoted to Dowager Princess of Wales, referencing her status as Arthur's widow. She was separated from her daughter, Mary, and lived the remainder of her life in relative isolation, moving from one drafty residence to another under strict surveillance. Despite her fall from favor, Catherine remained resolute and unwavering in her religious faith and her conviction that she was Henry's rightful wife and England's true queen. She became a symbol of resistance against Henry's religious and political policies, and her plight elicited sympathy both at home and abroad. Final years and legacy. Catherine of Aragon died on January 7, 1536, at Kimbolton Castle. She was 50 years old. On her deathbed, she reportedly wrote a poignant letter to Henry, expressing forgiveness and a wish for his well-being, despite the suffering he had inflicted upon her. Her legacy endures as one of dignity, strength, and devotion to duty and faith in the face of adversity. Catherine's refusal to yield to Henry's demands not only altered the course of English history but also solidified her place as one of history's most enduring and resilient queens. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow our channel. Also, click on additional video and that will help with YouTube algorithm. We would like to say that we appreciate your support and really thanks for your subscription.